and welcome to a very special sort of a Russell Reads. I just really wanted to take a second and say thank you. This week, Girl of Glass has been on sale for 99 cents in preparation for book 2 in the series, Boy of Blood, to come out next week. And Girl of Glass reached number 47 in its category on the Amazon bestseller list, and it also reached about 500 on the overall YA fiction, and that's huge. That's absolutely amazing. Girl of Glass is published with a very awesome but very small press, so to get into the top 100 in your category and to get to 500 in the overall young adult fiction is amazing. So for everyone who purchased the book for 99 cents this week, thank you so much. That's amazing, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that you enjoy Boy of Blood as well. And for those of you who haven't, we're going to do a mini Russell Reads with Girl of Glass. Here you go. Our fancy schmancy blurb, the best part. 2 worlds, 1 glass wall, no turning back. The human race has been divided. The chosen few live in the safety of the domes, watching through their glass walls as those on the outside suffer and die. But desperation has brought invention, and new drugs have given the outsiders the strength to roam the poisoned night unafraid. But it comes at a price. 17-year-old Nola Kent has spent her life in the domes, being trained to protect her little piece of the world that has been chosen to survive. The mission of the domes is to preserve the human race, not to help the sick and starving. But when outsider Kieran Wynn begs for Nola's help in saving an innocent life, she is drawn into a world of darkness and danger. The suffering on the outside of the glass is beyond anything Nola had imagined, and turning her back on the outside world to return to the safety of the domes may be more than she can stand, even when her home is threatened by the very people Nola wants to help. Chapter 1. The dirt was warm as Nola dug her fingers into the tray. Around her, the greenhouse smelled of damp earth, mist, and fresh, clean air. Carefully, she took the tiny seed and placed it at the bottom of the hole her finger had made. Thump. Soon the seed would take root. A sprout would break through the surface. Thump, bang. Then the green stem would grow until the bean pod sprouted. Bang, thump. The food would be harvested and brought to their tables. All of the families would be fed. Ah! The voice was coming from the other side of the glass. Nola knew she shouldn't look, but she couldn't ignore the sounds any longer. It was a woman this time. Her skin gray with angry red patches dotting her face. She slammed her fists into the glass, leaving smears of red behind. The woman didn't seem to care as she banged her bloody hands into the glass over and over. Magnolia. Mrs. Pearson placed a hand on Nola's shoulder, making her jump. Don't pay her any mind. She can't get through the glass. But she's bleeding. Nola barely managed to push the words past the knot in her throat. The woman was hitting her head on the glass now. She needs help, Nola said. The woman was staring right at her. Mrs. Pearson took Nola's shoulder and turned her back to her plant tray. That woman is beyond your help, Magnolia, and paying her any attention will only make it worse. There is nothing you can do. Nola felt her eyes staring at her. Not just the woman on the other side of the glass. The rest of the class was staring at her now, too. Bang, thump. Families. The food she planted would feed the families. Bang. Pop! Nola spun back to the glass. The guards were outside now. One held his gun high. A thin spike protruded from the woman's neck. Her eyelids blinked for a moment before she slid down the glass, leaving a streak of blood behind her. See, Mrs. Pearson said, smoothing Nola's hair. They'll take her where she can't hurt herself or any of us ever again. Nola nodded, turning back to the tray of dirt. Make the hole, plant the seed, grow the food. But the shrieks of blood were burned in her mind. That has been our reading from Girl of Glass, but before we end our video, I also wanted to read you the blurb of Boy of Blood. We'll be doing a proper Russell Reads for Boy of Blood next week, but to give you a little preview with the blurb. After Nightland's vicious attack on the domes, the safety and perfection of the world within the glass has been contaminated. Desperate to rebuild, outsiders are allowed into the domes to help, breaking the cardinal rule. The outsiders and domers must always be separated. But the city is in shambles, crumbling into chaos without the vampires of Nightland to keep order, and one name is carried on the wind. Nola. Clinging to Jeremy, Nola struggles to find a way to exist in the domes, turning her back on all she learned in the city. But when one of the outsiders brings the dark secrets of the domes to light, the line between survival and murder blurs against the specter of a dying world. Can Nola follow the dark path laid out by the domes? will the dangers of the night become her new sanctuary. And that is our excerpt from Boy of Blood. Once again, a huge, enormous thank you to everyone who has supported Girl of Glass this week. Thank you so much. You have no idea. I was dancing through my hotel room at midnight with a toothbrush in my mouth when I got to be on the top 50 list with James Dashner and, you know, really fancy people like that. So thank you all so much, and thank you for watching Oh Russell Reads and for putting up with the terrible hotel lighting. Seriously, when they designed hotels, they did not have videoing in mind. They didn't. And I appreciate all of you, and you're wonderful. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.